Hello people, welcome back. My name is Art, here to do another video. This video, last couple of videos, it was a bit on a little serious issue, and sometimes I like to do that because of the fact that stuff that's going on in life and society, it bothers and triggers me. So at least, you know, I could get that off my chest, and maybe you might feel the same way. Or maybe you're thinking, I'm just crazy, which is possibly true. But anyway, today let's get back into the comic book groove. Okay? So this is a graphic novel I read recently. I started it Sunday. When I was doing my laundry, and I finished it Sunday night. Secret Wars. This $35 book, I bought this not brand new, full price because I really wanted this book. Originally this book is 9 issues. Is it 9 issues? Maybe I should. Maybe I should have my reading glasses when I try to read stuff. If that might work. Yes, 9 issues. I collected up to 6 issues of this. But they had scheduling problems and deadline problems. So because of that, I kind of got bored with it and just left it alone. Never read it because I wanted to read it all. Whenever they do a series like this, I want to read it all. Like, for example, like the Joker War that's going on right now. I want to read it all at the same time. But most likely, I probably can't wait any much longer. But anyway. Basically, this is maybe the 4th version of Secret Wars. The first version was about the Beyonder. This godlike being who was curious about life. Who cherry picked parts of all these planets and put them all together. He literally just went and just took a chirp like this and put all these chunks of all these different planets together to make this really cool world. And basically, the heroes and the villains, he gave them a choice. Whoever wins, I give them what they want, their true desires. So naturally, the big war happened. One of the best parts about that was Spider-Man getting the alien costume, which turns into Venom later. But that's not that one. Secret Wars 2, the Beyonder comes to Earth to experience reality, humanity. The third one is called the Secret War, and it's like S.H.I.E.L.D. for some reason. I didn't read it. Kind of wanted to, but I didn't want to. Anyway, but this one is a different kind of book. The basic story is 2 universes, 2 worlds clashing together. They're about to collide. Why they're about to collide, I don't even know. What happened is there's the regular Marvel universe and the Ultimate Universe. The Ultimate Universe has it's the same heroes as in the regular universe, but they're more in your face, more ruthless, in your face. Whatever. For example, Captain America in the regular universe is awesome. Captain America in the Ultimate Universe, he's still awesome, but he is more, let's just say, he's really old-fashioned and he really sticks to his viewpoints. Let's just put it that way. He's more gumption. The Hulk in the real Marvel world was great. The other one, at one time he had a United States tattoo on his arm, which is kind of funny. And he ate somebody. Yeah, tell me about it. And basically, the Marvel Cinematic Universe was based off the Ultimate ones because it was more in your face. What happened is Marvel tried to relaunch every so often they think the product gets stale, which is fine, which happens, and they say to try to do something to renew it. So this is kind of like a renewing by destroying one world and making it easier. They didn't want to do the Ultimate lines anymore, so they had to figure out a way how to get rid of it. Well, instead of just drop it, just like, oh, stop, full stop. Basically, what happened was these two worlds colliding. The heroes on one world is fighting against the heroes in the other world. They're actually having a war to survive, to be the only victor. Somehow or another, in the midst of all this, Doctor Doom, Doctor Strange, and this guy called the Molecule Man. Molecule Man has the power to control all molecules everywhere. Imagine how, so that he's a very powerful person. They went up against this group called the Beyonders, with these godlike beings, like I mentioned before, beat them, and one person had to, in order to save all the worlds, had to take the power. Doctor Strange said, I couldn't do it because Doctor Strange has a conscience, and plus he's a good guy. And he said, Doom, why don't you do it? Doctor Doom stepped up, took the power, and recreated the whole universe in his own image. During that time, the Fantastic Four, his main enemies, Mr. Fantastic was lost in a time stream somewhere. He ends up in the world. He does end up in that world. Thanos also ends up in that world too. And what happened is that he basically took all the heroes and villains and made them his bitch, because he has the power of a god. Hence, God Emperor Doom. Doctor Strange basically it's called Battle World. And basically there's lots of other books that tie into this, which I didn't want to read at the moment. And what happened is all these characters, some characters was there, some characters are kind of like they're there but they're not there. They might show up in their own regular books, like Spider-Man had Spider Island, the Arachnid Island or something like that, and they had their own little thing. All the Thor, all the Asgardians who became Thor, basically anybody could become Thor, and they was Doom's police force. Mr. Fantastic was stuck in a cosmic thing. The Thing from the Fantastic Four, he convinced him to become the Great Wall of China. And so what happened? He took Sue Storm, which is Mr. Fantastic's wife, took her as his wife, and took her kids as his kids. He basically stole this man's life, and everything was going good until these two life rafts with all these heroes shows up. They were found. Thanos and the Black Order was on one hand, which is going to cause chaos. The other one is Mr. Fantastic. The Mr. Fantastic from the Ultimate Universe end up working together. One's evil, one's not so evil. And Peter Parker, Spider-Man, and Miles Morales is working together, because somehow or another there were two Spider-Man stories. Somehow they crossed paths. So that's how that worked. Long story short, Havoc starts reeking around, and he stops losing control. And then what happened was Black Panther gets the Infinity Gauntlet to help when everything goes to shit. He can remake everything back to normal. Of course, Black Panther changes a couple things. Everything gets basically at the end, everything goes back to normal, and the Ultimate Universe dies off. The new universe that's around that's today is the real Marvel universe. The Ultimate Universe dies off, so all those heroes just dead, except for the evil Mr. Fantastic, which he calls himself the Maker, and Miles Morales Spider-Man gets booted into this world. Hence the reason why the movie. Plus, out of the Ultimate Universe, Spider-Man was like the most selling book. It outsold the Ultimate X-Men, the Ultimates or the Avengers. It outsold everything. And then when they changed it up to Peter Parker and to Miles Morales, it still sold money. Now, do you need to know a lot about the Marvel history to read this book? No. Do you have to read this book and all the other books that ties in with this to make sense? No. Trust me, I didn't want to do it. So, and the artwork is really good. The artwork is really, really good. And believe me, I love the story was really, really good. Really good. And it kind of makes you think. Imagine if you had that kind of power. What would you do? And you know what I'm saying? That's just kind of really off the wall crazy. But anyway, do I recommend this book? I do recommend this book immensely. If you want to buy the actual 9-issue comic book series, you can. I'm pretty sure you can find it. I don't know how cheap or expensive it is, but it is a pretty good book. You will not be disappointed in this book. Other than that, I mean, if you want to read all the tie-ins to this, then you can. That's up to you. I'm not going to do it unless it becomes super cheap. But anyway, I do recommend this book. This is one book that I love a lot. I couldn't wait to read it. Yeah, I'm holding it like this. Yeah, I couldn't wait to read it. I read it, loved it, and I definitely will read this again sometime soon. Okay? With that, I want to say thank you for watching this video about a comic book. My next set of videos that's coming up will be about something else, but we'll see when that happens, okay? Alright, talk to you later.